Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that relationships become complicated. Emotions are tested and beliefs begin to waver, as the characters on The Young and the Restless face big decisions. One of the stories that is attracting viewers' attention right now is Clare Newman's struggle to protect her love for Kyle Abbott, while also pleasing her father, Victor Newman. Meanwhile, Victoria Newman, as a mother, will stand by Clare against her father in an effort to protect her daughter's heart. In a tense encounter, Jack Abbott, who has always been a strong protector of the family, sends a warning to Victor Newman. Jack can't help but see the danger Victor is causing to Clare and Kyle's relationship. What will he do next? Victor, Jack challenges, his voice filled with worry and determination. You're playing with my daughter's heart, and if you're not careful, you'll destroy everything our family has built. Even though Jack knew that confronting Victor would not be easy, he did not hesitate to express his anger, warning Victor of the consequences his actions could cause. In a private conversation, Clare Newman, with a heart full of resentment, shared her feelings of helplessness with Victoria. Why can't he just leave us alone? Clare lamented, her voice filled with anger and frustration. I love Kyle, and he seems to always try to tear us apart. He's tried to destroy us more than once. Clare couldn't understand why Victor couldn't accept her relationship with Kyle, no matter how hard she tried to please him. Victoria, who had always maintained a firm stance, responded with understanding but also with firmness. Our parents have their own rules, and sometimes that can feel like a drag, Victoria said in a calm but determined voice. Victor is stubborn, but he can change if he's persuaded. I've seen him change his mind about my relationship with Cole Howard. Clare looked at Victoria, hope shining in her eyes. So what can I do to change his mind about my relationship with Kyle? Victoria looked at Clare, her eyes shining with a little hope. There is a way. Sometimes the things Victor fears aren't what we think they are. If you can make him believe that you're truly happy with Kyle, maybe he'll stop worrying. Make him see that this relationship will not only bring you joy, but also stability to our family. Clare looked at Victoria with appreciation. I know he won't change his mind easily, but I'll try because I don't want to lose Kyle. Victoria sighed, nodding. And if I can help, I'll do my best to save this relationship. Kyle deserves a chance, and so do you. During her conversation with Victoria, Clare not only expressed her disappointment in Victor's interference, but also revealed something she had never said before. I'm disappointed in Summer too, Clare admitted, her voice filled with confusion. She's my friend. But sometimes I feel like she doesn't really support my relationship with Kyle. I understand that she has feelings for him, but I feel like she's trying to tear us apart from the inside. Victoria listened and reached out to pat Clare on the shoulder. It's a battle you don't have to fight alone. Love is complicated, and sometimes you can't control your emotions. But it's important to believe in what you have, and Kyle is no exception. The story doesn't end with confronting Victor. Clare knows that she needs to work with Kyle and strengthen their love. I don't want to hurt Kyle, but I also don't want us to live in fear of what Victor might do, Clare tells Victoria, her eyes filled with determination. Victoria nods. You don't have to do this alone. Remember that I'm always by your side, and I will protect this relationship no matter what. Ultimately, Clare and Kyle's relationship will face many challenges, and important decisions will be made. But with Victoria's support and Clare's determination, will their love be able to overcome the challenges that Victor has created? While Clare and Kyle face storms, Victoria will continue to stand by her daughter, fighting not only for Clare's love but also for her faith in her family. This story will continue to develop, and viewers will be curious to see what happens next in the battle between love, family, and power. The Young and the Restless continues to captivate viewers with its dramatic storylines and tense relationships. One of the most notable episodes so far is the intense confrontation between the main characters in the love story between Clare and Kyle. With the appearance of Victor Newman as a force causing many storms, this story is not only a battle for love but also a struggle for power, family, and protection between generations. The story opens with a tense conversation between Kyle Abbott and his father, Jack. Kyle, who has always been on the line between love and family responsibility, cannot help but express his concerns about his relationship with Clare in the face of strong opposition from Victor. Dad, I don't know how to handle this. Victor is strongly against my relationship with Clare, and I'm afraid he's going to wear her out. Kyle sighs, his eyes tired and full of worry. Jack, who had always been the strong leader in the Abbott household, responded with calm and encouragement. Kyle, you are a strong and determined man. You know you love Claire, and if it is right, you must protect her. This relationship is not always easy, but if you truly believe in this love, don't let anyone, not even Victor, distract you, Jack said in a stern but encouraging voice. Remember, good things never come easy, but if you fight for it, you will see that love will prevail. Although Jack had encouraged Kyle, the storm that Victor was creating in his relationship with Claire showed no signs of stopping. And the big question on Kyle's mind now was whether he could maintain his love without Victor's interference changing everything. During Kyle and Jack's conversation, another issue that came up was Summer Newman, who Kyle knew had a special relationship with the Newman family. Kyle was concerned that Victor might use Summer to cause more trouble for him and Claire. I can't help but think that Victor will try to use Summer in this. She'll be his pawn if he wants to shake up my relationship with Claire, Kyle shared with suspicion. Jack, although he couldn't deny that Victor was a very wise and influential person, still thought that Summer should have the final say in everything. Kyle, don't let Summer become a worry anymore. She may love you, but she also has the right to love who and do what she wants. It's important that you continue to focus on what's really important, which is your love for Claire. The story between Kyle and Jack is not only about facing a great enemy, but also about confidence and belief in one's own decisions. However, once again, the appearance of Victor and his schemes is still a threat that cannot be ignored. After the conversation with Jack, Kyle finds some peace when he goes to the Crimson Lights Cafe where he happens to meet Claire. The two exchange a loving look, and in that sweet moment, Claire does not hesitate to affirm that their love is their own and no one can change that. Kyle, I understand your worries, but I want you to know that we are the ones who decide our own lives. No one, not even Victor, can decide our feelings, Claire said, her voice filled with determination and determination. Kyle smiled gently, feeling the strength from the girl he loved. You're right. We can't let anyone else come between us. You and me will get through anything, Kyle affirmed. This moment, though simple, was a milestone in their relationship. Despite knowing that they would face interference from Claire's father, Victor Newman, both Claire and Kyle pledged to protect their love, no matter what. Meanwhile, Jack Abbott had a tense confrontation with Victor's daughter, Victoria. Jack couldn't sit still as he watched the Newman family continue to make things difficult for Kyle and Claire. Victoria, I can't sit still as your father continues to interfere in my daughter's love life. If Victor dares to hurt Claire and Kyle, he will have to answer for his actions, Jack said in a calm but serious tone. Victoria, though loyal to her father, could not deny that Victor's decisions could sometimes go too far. Jack, I understand your concerns, but I cannot control my father's every move. He has his own reasons for doing so. However, I will pass your warning on to Victor, Victoria replied. Her eyes filled with understanding but also conflicted. The relationship between Victoria and Victor had always been tense over the years. However, this time, Victoria would have to confront her father directly to protect Claire. Victor, I cannot let you continue to hurt my daughter. Claire loves Kyle and she does not deserve to be torn apart by you. If you continue to interfere in their affairs, I will no longer stand by you, Victoria would say, showing her strength and determination. Victor, with all his power and influence, would not back down easily. However, Victoria's change in attitude, as she decides to side with Claire, will be a major turning point in the story. Will Victoria be able to convince Victor to stop? And will Claire and Kyle's relationship be strong enough to survive Victor's interference? With the tension between the main characters growing, Claire and Kyle's story will continue to develop dramatically. Victor's interference worries about Summer, and the struggle between love and power will create unexpected twists in the upcoming episodes of The Young and the Restless. One thing is for sure. This story will not only be a battle between Claire and Kyle but also the internal struggle of Victoria and Jack, who will face big decisions in protecting their families and the values they believe in. In a world filled with secrets and complicated relationships, the story of Amy, Nate, and Damien unfolds as they battle trust, doubt, and make life-changing decisions. The Young and the Restless continues to captivate audiences as the characters face daunting challenges, from Amy's terminal illness to Lily's intense investigation into the relationships between Damien, Devon, and Nate. The story is not just about overcoming illness, but also about fighting lies, betrayals, and unrevealed truths. Scene 1. Amy feels fatigue and new hope. After her first round of treatment, Amy feels physically weak. She is tired, exhausted, and can't help but worry about her future. However, as she struggles with her helplessness, an unexpected moment comes when Nate and Damien start chatting happily about basketball. Their banter makes Amy smile, a small sense of hope bubbling up inside her. She realizes that even though the disease is ravaging her body, the warmth and care of her loved ones is still an indispensable source of encouragement. When the doctor announces that Amy may have more time to live, her heart explodes with joy. She can't believe what she's just heard. But that joy is what she needs most right now. It feels like a burden is being lifted. And although there are still many challenges ahead, at least she can hope for a brighter future. Scene 2. Lily confronts Damien. While Amy is enjoying the new moment of hope, Lily Winters can't help but think about the dark secrets she believes Damien is hiding. With unwavering determination, Lily went to Damien, and a tense confrontation ensued. Damien, I need to know what exactly you and Aristotle Dumas are doing together. I want answers now, Lily demanded, her tone cold and unyielding. She not only wanted to understand the relationship between Damien and Aristotle, but also the truth about what had happened between her and Devon 3 months ago. Damien, who had always been quiet and avoided difficult questions, tried to escape Lily's questioning by denying all the information she asked for. Lily, I don't know anything about what you're talking about. It's all a misunderstanding, Damien argued, his tone defensive, trying to defuse the situation. Lily, however, was not so easily convinced. She became even more adamant as she began to question Nate's relationship with Damien. Did you know that Nate was your half-brother? And did you know about Amy's illness before Nate contacted you? Lily continued, her eyes filled with disbelief. Damien felt offended by the questions. He couldn't understand why Lily was so suspicious of him, and he decided to explain himself. I just remember reading a business article about Devon and Lily after the recent merger. Damien tried to explain, but inside the tension wouldn't subside. When Nate returned and found out about the tense confrontation between Lily and Damien, he couldn't help but wonder what was going on. What's going on? Nate asked, looking at both of them suspiciously. He realized that the situation was getting more complicated than ever, and he needed to understand Lily's accusations to be able to get an accurate update. Damien, seemingly calm, quickly denied all of Lily's accusations. I don't know anything about that, Nate. I just remember reading an article about Devon and Lily in a business publication. Nothing more, Damien explained, trying to stand his ground. But Nate wasn't so easily convinced. He sensed something was wrong. I don't believe you, Damien. What Lily says seems reasonable. And I can't help but suspect that there's something you're hiding, Nate said, not hiding the disappointment in his voice. At this point, the two brothers began to argue. Damien adamantly denied any involvement in Nate's past, and Nate couldn't believe Damien's words. Both men had their reasons, but in the end, the disagreement was irreconcilable. Amy listens and demands the truth. When Amy heard the commotion coming from upstairs, she went down to see the tense situation between Damien and Nate. A feeling of worry rose in her as she noticed the obvious tension between the two men she loved. What's going on? I need to know the truth, Amy demanded, her voice firm but filled with fear. She couldn't stand by any longer, and now she wanted to know everything. Damien and Nate both looked at Amy, the tension in the air thickening. Amy looked straight into Damien's eyes, wanting to understand what had happened and if there were any secrets he was hiding. She couldn't continue living in doubt and uncertainty. Damien, I want to know the truth. Are you hiding something? Amy asked, her voice filled with determination. Damien, despite looking uncomfortable, kept his composure. Amy, I'm not hiding anything. It's all a misunderstanding, Damien replied. But his gaze was not convincing enough. Meanwhile, Nate, with anxiety in his heart, looked at Amy and then back at Damien. He couldn't let the situation continue without a clear answer. We need to face the truth, Damien. We can't pretend anymore, Nate said, his voice filled with determination. Amy, Nate and Damien's story is slowly unfolding with never-before-revealed secrets. And the relationship between these characters is falling into extreme tension. Can the hidden truths be exposed? And can Amy face the dark secrets of the past that Damien is trying to hide? How will the relationship between Nate and Damien continue to develop? All will be revealed in the next episodes of The Young and the Restless, as family relationships, trust and secrets intertwine, creating a story full of surprises and drama.